So the two assessment tools that I chose are both Kahoot and Padlet. And I chose these because I feel like they are both very applicable, but also super easily accessible by teachers of like all different teaching experiences, all different grade levels, and all different subjects, whether it's core academics or and electives or anything like that. So the first one I want to show you is Padlet, and here's some examples of Padlets I've used in the past just to show why this could be so relevant. So the first one I want to show is this was one of my ninth grade gifted classes, and it says about a year ago, but this was 2 years ago. And I asked my students, what greatest lesson did this text reveal to you? In what character can you see yourself? Is this novel still relevant to teach to high school students today? And I got some incredible answers, and this really helped inform me about whether or not I should continue teaching To Kill a Mockingbird, because there's so much hostility toward it in the district that I'm in now. And so could they still see themselves in it? Or could they I'm sorry, could they see themselves in the characters? Could they identify with it? Is it still relevant? It's a fictional town in Alabama, but does it still apply to those students who are in Gwinnett County who may not be going through the same thing? So I got some really, really incredible answers. And I also want to show that what you can do is you come back here, and a comment that is either inappropriate or something that just isn't super useful or something that doesn't really match, or maybe a student posted it incompletely or accidentally, you can delete it. And I really like that. That's also similar to Kahoot. If students put that their name is something completely irrelevant or inappropriate, you can also delete that. And I love that the teacher has the ability to do that, but students still have the freedom to post using the name that they want. But also, if you want them to use their own name, then they have to do that based on your wishes, or that you can delete things that you see as unfit. Um, this could be used as a simple formative assessment. So that's one example of it. This is in a way that it was used kind of more in like a silly way. So this was based on Romeo and Juliet, and I asked them to come up with a meme that was descriptive of Romeo and Juliet. And this is just a fun way for students to show, like in a picture that they don't have to draw, but something that they can create. It's a way for them to prove to me that they understood what happened in Romeo and Juliet. So I really love doing assignments like this. Padlet is awesome, even for teachers to use in professional development. I serve as a ninth grade PLC leader, and I will sometimes use that for the teachers that I'm working with, for all of us to kind of share our ideas. You can also post anonymously if students are too shy to post with their own name. But again, if you're counting it as an actual grade, then students can post with their actual name too. So again, great formative assessment, great way for students to post creatively. It's a low stress thing, and you can even share it and put the link on Google Classroom or Schoology or email it to students, however you want to do that. And then the next one that I wanted to show is Kahoot. And this, I have a few different Kahoot accounts because I have a few different emails based on school, but I think this is my super old one. What I like about Kahoot, well, students love Kahoot. They, in fact, beg for Kahoot. But what I love about it is it's kind of a low stress way to serve as a study guide. And study guides, when students ask me for study guides, I get super annoyed because I'm like, no, you guys are in high school. You don't need study guides. You don't need to, like, I don't know, you should have already learned all this stuff. But Kahoot is like a good meeting point between the students and the teacher. You get to, it could be as long or as short as you want. You can even skip questions. You can reduce the time that students need to be able to like pick their answers. They can play on their phone. They can play on their Chromebooks. They can even play in pairs. And I I love that about Kahoot. You can even turn up the music, turn down the music. It can be a quieter thing or a louder thing. So these are ones that I've made. So you can make your own, or you can even go and you can search Kahoots, which I think it's in Discover. But you can search Kahoots and you can play with your students. Again, they're always begging for it, and this is a really popular formative assessment tool, so I'm sure you've all heard of it before. But I really encourage all teachers to use it because it's free. Well, I think you can do like not a free trial of it, something that's a little bit more upgrade to pro. Here it is. You can upgrade to pro and you can get more benefits with it, but it's free for all teachers and it's something great to use. And if you want to update to pro, I'm not really sure what comes with that, but if your school decides to do that, then I'm sure it comes with even greater bells and whistles. So I chose this one. I think I already explained that pretty well, but this one is similar to Padlet because students are able to respond to something, but they don't have to use words. You actually just pick the shape. And I love that students can also work in pairs. Like if a student doesn't have a phone, then they can pair up. You can even split the class into groups. And I like too that they can play on their Chromebook. However, a con of it is that they have to have a phone or some kind of technology tool to be able to play. But that's the same with Padlet, and that's just kind of a con of all technology tools, but they have more pros than cons for sure. You can use this to study for tests and quizzes or for students to show and prove to you that they have learned something. And it can be so beneficial because you can even post it, just like Padlet. You can post it on Google Classroom or Schoology. You can email the link out. You can, parents can play with their children at home if they need some extra study time. And it's super fun and low stress, and students really love it. So that's my other one. I encourage you to use both Kahoot and Padlet and engage your students in the classroom even more because those are both tools that they really, really love. Thanks.